Hi, John. I'm Jimmy with American Income Life
What's up,
Insurance
Jimmy?
Company.
How you doing?
Good. We talked yesterday about your benefits through your brother Mark's union. By the way, is Mary here? Because these benefits would apply to her as well.
Yeah, she is.
Okay, perfect. Can we sit at the table?
Yeah.
Because I have to explain it to the both of you.
Sure.
Okay. And Mary, if you
Hi.
don't mind, you can sit right here, right there. And John, you can sit right there. I'll go ahead and sit right here.
Okay.
Okay. Now, did you talk with Mark to find out what he has done for you and your family and why I'm here today?
Yeah.
No, he didn't say much.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, I will back up and fill you in on what is going on. As you know, your brother Mark is a member of his union. And I don't know if you're familiar with the unions like the firemen, electricians, teamsters, and federal employees. But I am sure that you have heard they have some of the best benefits out there, right?
Right.
Okay. AIL is the unionized company that provides the benefits for all these unions and associations. Mark is a member in good standing with his union, and he was allowed to extend some of his American income benefits to his family members and those close to him. Do you know the difference between your temporary benefits and your permanent benefits?
No.
Nope. Okay. Well, we all have great benefits through work, but when we leave, quit, or retire from our jobs, we lose all or a bulk of our benefits within 31 days. However, your brother Mark did an amazing thing for you guys. If you qualify today, you will now have permanent benefits that will follow you, and no one can ever take these away from you. So make sure and thank him.
Okay.
John, what do you do for work?
I'm a construction worker.
Okay, and how long have you been doing that?
5.
All right. And Mary, what do you work? Where do you work?
I have a home business.
Okay, and how long have you been doing that?
For about a year and a half.
Okay, cool. Okay, so now here's a copy of the letter that the unions receive. Okay, the union members. And like it says in the letter, my job is to bring by your benefits and explain your options. Okay, when I'm finished, they will have you fill out this report card that goes directly back to them so they know I've been here and done my job. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay. As the letter explains, they have me here for 3 reasons. To inform you about the food banks, to explain the benefit package your brother qualified you for, and to see if you can qualify for anything permanent they have set up for the members and their family. Now, let me ask you, have either of you ever been employed or laid off?
Yes.
Unemployed? Yeah.
Okay. The reason I ask is that American Income collects food for members in a time of need. And the way they keep the food banks working is when we were at a member's home, they have us ask if you would like to donate a can or two of food or some dry goods. If that's something you would like to do, just remind me before I leave. Okay. John and Mary, this is your AD&D certificate.
Okay.
This covers you when you die in any type of accident. Okay, American Income is the company that covers the benefit for you. It's non-contributory and non-participating, which means you don't have to pay for it or qualify for it because Mark extended this to you. It's already been taken care of, so that's pretty nice, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So verify here that you want Mary to be your beneficiary.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and put my name
Okay.
And I'll go ahead and put that in your folder so that when something happens, you'll have proof of it, okay?
All
there.
right.
Perfect.
Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. So, this is your health discount card. It's not health insurance, but this will give you discounts on vision, prescriptions, hearing, and chiropractic services. Okay, here's the service number.
Okay.
Okay, and this website also lists the providers in your area. Okay, a few of those would be like Albertsons, Costco, CVS, Target, some Walgreens.
Okay.
Okay, so fill out this middle section, and they will send that card to you so you can start receiving the discounts. Okay, it's a pretty nice benefit, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Now
Are there any
these,
specific places where?
it's like say lens crafters.
Okay.
For glasses. Sometimes you can get up to a certain percentage off, and it helps out a lot.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Okay.
Okay.
So now these are your child safe kits. Okay. Go ahead and look at that. Are you familiar with the Amber Alerts?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Police in our communities are actively searching for over 2,300 children each and every day. This is a vital tool. Heaven forbid something happens to your children.
Okay.
Okay. And, some things you need to write in pencil, such as height and weight, update pictures on special occasions such as birthdays, holidays, and school pictures. And make sure you fingerprint them. Okay, the middle section here is a place for distinguishing features such as birthmarks, scars, glasses, braces.
Mhm.
Okay, and on the back is some important information for parents. Okay, you see how important this is for all the children?
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. So you have a will set up, right?
Yes. No. Sorry, we
No,
don't.
Okay.
We've been talking about it.
Good. Good to talk about it. Well, this is your family information guide.
Okay.
It's not a will, but this is so important to fill out when something happens to you. Your family will know exactly what to do. Okay, so after you fill this out, or you want to put this in a safe place up here at home. Okay, there's one for each of you, and on top is where you put your vital information, such as name, birthday, social, etc. Have either of you ever been in the military?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Persons to be notified. This is the most important part. Okay, because did you know millions of dollars go unclaimed in life insurance each year because either the family doesn't know about the insurance, they don't know how to make a claim, or the company can't find the beneficiary?
Wow.
Yeah. So what they are saying is that you put down 5 people each that are local in your area that can be there to help your family out immediately when something happens to you. So who are the top 5 key people in the local area that can help in the event of an emergency or death?
Well, your mom, your sister, my dad, my
Yeah,
sister.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. Family, friends,
Yeah.
neighbors, coworkers. Okay. Your estate information goes here. You do have life insurance outside of work, right?
Nope.
No.
Okay. This part is for your financial institution's information. Do you use checking or savings?
Both.
Perfect. Okay. List that information there because when you die, someone is going to have to close your accounts.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, and here are your funeral services and final requests. This is very important. Have either of you ever had to plan a funeral?
Nope.
No, not really.
Okay, do you want cremation or burial?
We want cremation.
Cremation.
Cremation. Well, either way, it's very expensive. So remind me before I go, part of the program takes care of all your final expenses, but you will need to qualify for that. Okay, do you see how important this guide is?
Oh, yeah.
Got it. Okay. Now, because your brother is a member in good standing with his union, they are allowing you to extend the same no-cost benefit package to the people in your life that are going to help out when something happens to you. So they're going to be receiving the same $2,000 AD&D certificate, the health discount card, family information guide, and child safe ID kits of their own. Now, they do have to qualify. They have to be over 21, live in Texas, and be employed. Most members extend this to all their brothers, sisters, parents, and close friends. So how many adult brothers and sisters do you guys have?
I got a brother and a sister.
Okay, who's the oldest?
Michelle.
Alright, Michelle is her first name. Okay. And who would be next?
Ivan.
Okay. What about father, mother?
Oh, my mom.
Okay. What's her name?
Maria Mendieta.
Got it. And how many adult children do you have over 21?
We don't.
Oh, okay. Got it. Okay. And
He's got 2, but they're underage.
Yeah.
Okay. Any neighbors for the child safe kids?
I am very close to my neighbor. She has quite a few kids.
Okay. Now, they need their mailing address to get this out to them, so let's start with your brothers and sisters. What's Michelle's address?
1413 Wednesday.
Street,
Okay.
Anthony.
Perfect.
And my brother and my sister are at 5508 Fernwood Circle.
Got
That's
it.
in El Paso. His are in Anthony. And my dad is 2526 Los Fuentes.
Mhm. Correct.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. You do text, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to send you a text. Let me know once you get it.
Send all the information to her phone.
Got it. Okay. So go ahead and forward that text to everyone you extended these great benefits to. That way they have a heads up.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and wait while you do that.
Okay. All right, I got it.
Okay. So, since your sister Michelle lives in the area, go ahead and give her a call so we can fill her in. I'll wait while you do that.
Okay.
Hey, Michelle. We're sitting here with. Hold on just a second, okay?
Hi, Michelle. This is Jimmy with American Income. They do many of the permanent insurance benefits for unions, police officers, firefighters, and veterans. And I'm sitting here with your sister and brother, and they arranged for you to receive a no-cost AD&D policy and benefit package. Okay, my job is to get it delivered to you so that you have it for your records and know what to do when something happens. There's a certificate of coverage that I need to drop off to you along with some benefits he was able to recommend you for, and it's very important. What's the best time to drop this off to you and your husband? Okay, I'd better check. Do you live at 1415 Marmot? Great. What shifts are you and Raul working these days? Okay, great. I can take care of this for you tomorrow at 4. What works best for you and Raul? Okay, we'll see you then. Thank you so much. Okay, here you go. All right, thank you. John and Mary, since you didn't find out exactly what Mark did for you, I'll back up a bit. Okay. Now, as they mentioned in the letter, there's a program they've set up for the members. In fact, this is the Labor Advisory Board. Okay. It consists of 54 international labor and association leaders. Okay, they're very important because what they do is help advise and make recommendations as to where the gaps in your benefits are and what benefits people need. They've asked us to read this letter to each of the members, and since Mark sponsored you, I'll go ahead and read it to you now.
Okay.
So you see, that's the reason they were chosen to do the program for the unions, because they realized that typically 31 days after you leave your job, get laid off, or retire, you can lose all your insurance benefits or they greatly reduce. These are permanent and portable insurance benefits, and if you qualify, you keep them for the rest of your life. That's pretty nice, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, in fact, they don't just work with police, firefighters, and teachers. They work with over 40,000 groups are rated A+, and over 5 million members are enrolled. So they must be doing something right, wouldn't you say?
Mhm.
Right.
Okay. But just because your brother Mark extended these benefits to you doesn't mean you're automatically allowed to enroll. You do have to qualify, and if you're too high risk, they can't let you in. So they have me ask you a couple of questions just to make sure. Have you ever had any arrests, including DUI?
No.
Okay, have either of you used any tobacco or marijuana in the past 12 months?
No.
Do you take prescription medications?
No.
Okay, have you ever had any health issues in your lifetime? Any family history of cancer, diabetes, or heart disease?
Mm-mm.
Okay, based on what you've told me, I'm not sure if you're qualified yet, but you do have a chance, so I can at least explain the benefits to you. The needs analysis determines need based on 3 things: family situation, benefits you already have, and income. So what they have me do is ask you a couple of questions to see exactly what you might qualify for. Now, John and Mary, did Mark fill you in on the Our Power program?
Mm-mm.
He didn't? Okay, Our Power is a very old principle that says members should take the first 2 hours of their weekly wage and set it aside to protect themselves and provide for their family's future. Now, 2 hours of your wage each week is roughly 1/20th of your income, right?
Right.
Okay. And that's not going to change your lifestyle any, is it?
Mm-mm.
Of course not. Any financial planner would tell you to set aside 10 to 15% of your income. So your program is based on 2 hours, which is only 5%, so all the members can afford it.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, provided that you can qualify, they allow you to set aside between $20 to $100 a week. Every member has different situations and different hourly wages. What I'm obligated to do is to show you what setting aside your 2 hours combined with will do and what kind of protection that will provide. Okay. Then, when I'm done, the union would like to have your opinion on that report card that goes directly back to them. Is that fair?
Yeah,
Fair.
that's fair.
Okay. So, John, what do you make an hour?
About $1,500.
No, that's monthly.
Oh, monthly. Oh,
I'm talking
okay.
about an hour. About
Oh, a number?
about $20
Yeah,
an hour.
20 bucks an hour.
And Mary, what do you make an hour?
I'm gonna say about 10.
Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is show you what setting aside $30 a week
Okay.
will do for your family. Just like in any other enrollment period, provided that you can qualify, there are forms that need to be filled out in person while I'm here, and that's not something we can do later over the phone. So be sure to stop me anytime you have questions. Is that fair?
Fair.
Okay. Now they're concerned with three major areas: accidental injuries, final expenses, and paycheck protection. So the first area they're concerned with is when you're injured in any type of accident. Have either one of you thought about what you will do when you get injured in an accident?
No. We got coverage through.
Well, the Labor Advisory Board and American Income have given it a lot of thought. Okay, their concern isn't that your medical bills won't be taken care of. You have health insurance to take care of that. So when it's job related, and workers' comp is there to take care of that. The members have some form of disability. Okay, what they're concerned with is lost wages and other expenses that are starting to add up. So, John, when you end up in the hospital, even though your medical bills are taken care of, no one pays you to be there. And Mary, when you get that phone call, obviously you won't be working either. You will be by John's side and vice versa. And God forbid something happens to any of your children, in that case, no one is working, right?
Right.
Okay. So, John, when you marry or any of your kids get hurt and have to go to the emergency room, they're going to send you up to $150. Okay. Just for taking the time to get the injury looked at.
Wow.
That's for any kind of an accident, whether you scrape your knee, need stitches on or off the job. That money comes to you here at home. The only exception to that is when you have to stay overnight in the hospital, they're going to send you up to $300.
Okay.
Okay. A day for up to a full year. That ends up being $2,100 a week. Okay. Now let me ask you, when the money comes in, will that help your family?
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, of course it will.
It will.
Now, the only exception to that is when you have to stay in intensive care. They're going to send you $600 a day for up to 2 full weeks. And the reason why it's $4,200 a week is because usually when you are in intensive care, it's a life or death situation. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the second area that they're concerned with was your final expenses. Now, John, who's going to be responsible for taking care of your funeral and final expenses when something happens to you?
My wife?
Well, yeah.
Wouldn't
Now, let me ask you, have either one of you ever had to plan a funeral?
No.
No, and the reason I ask is that it's a very serious problem. Now, the concern is not the fact that you're going to die, because we all will, right?
Right.
But when we die, someone in our family has to face a funeral director immediately, and funeral directors these days require all or bulk of the money up front on the spot before they start doing anything, or they at least want to know where the money's going to come from. Did you realize that?
Nope.
I have no idea.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. So while your family is waiting for life insurance to come in, who has to take care of things in the meantime? That's right, the family. Or you, Mary, they either have to take the money out of savings if they have it, or worse yet, borrow it. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
So now, what they've done is set up the Freedom of Choice certificate to help take care of your final expenses. If you qualify, each of you will receive your own certificate that looks just like this. Now, they call it Freedom of Choice because it's good at any funeral home. The way this works is when something happens to you, John, then Mary, you take the certificate to any funeral home you choose, and when the funeral director looks at you and says, "I'm really sorry for your loss. John's funeral is going to be $12,000. How would you like to take care of that today?" At that point, you say, "John has the freedom of choice. Everything is taken care of from that point on." Okay?
Right.
John, in your case, they've set aside, let's see, $30,000. Okay, sorry. And Mary, in your case, they set aside
The same amount?
same amount as well. Yeah, to take care of your funeral and final expenses. So what's not used at the funeral home gets sent to the beneficiary. Now let me ask you, John and Mary, isn't it really nice to finally have this taken care of for your family?
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
It is.
Exactly. Each of the kids are covered for a $10,000 benefit that can be converted to $50,000 at age 21, regardless of their health or habits, and they can keep that for the rest of their life if you had children. Pretty nice, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the only exception to this is when you die before the age of 65, it will typically be in some kind of accident, right?
Right.
Okay. John, when something happens to you in any type of accident, not only will they immediately take care of all your final expenses, but they are going to send your family an additional $30,000. Okay?
Okay.
And during that time, when we die in an accident, what kind of accident will it probably be?
There's a lot of car accidents around here.
Yeah,
Exactly,
car
that's right, a car accident. Okay, in that case, they're going to send you an additional $60,000.
Wow.
Okay, for the final expenses. And when traveling on a common carrier, which would be like a bus, plane, train, taxi, Uber, they will send an additional $150,000.
Wow.
Okay, to the family. Each of your children are covered, if you had children, of course, for 20% of the parents for those same accidental deaths. Does that make sense?
It does.
Yes, it
Okay.
does.
Now, the third problem that they're concerned about is your paycheck. John, you're on your way home from work and you get killed in a car accident or pass away from a stroke or heart attack. Your paycheck going to keep coming to support Mary and the family?
No.
No.
Of course not. No, your paycheck vanishes just like that. But taking care of the family, putting food on the table, paying the bills, those all stay pretty much the same. So, Mary, the bills keep coming in month after month, and John's paycheck is gone, right?
Right.
Okay, so let me ask you. You do have life insurance, right? Hopefully about, 250,000 coverage, anything like that? No? No.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Yeah. Well, they realize that all the members do have life insurance mostly, but here's what happens in a typical situation. When you die, your family immediately has to start dipping into those lump sums. First, for reimbursement of your burial and miscellaneous expenses, and then because your paychecks have stopped coming in, you have to keep dipping into your savings to pay bills and put food on the table. And then a year or two later, what happens to all that money?
Gone.
That's right, it's completely disappeared and it's
Mhm.
gone. So here's your paycheck protection. Okay. Or a readjustment income. So John, when something happens to you, they're going to start sending Mary a paycheck the very next month and every single month after that for a minimum of 1 full year. Now, the reason they chose at least a year is because you need a decent time to adjust. And a couple of months just isn't enough time. Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah. So what they're going to do in your case, John, when you die, they're going to start sending Mary $5,000 a month for 5 years. Okay?
Okay.
For any cause of death. Okay, so Mary, when something happens to John and they send you and your family that check every month, will that give your family time to adjust?
Oh, yeah.
Of course it will.
I have to go back to school.
Yeah, exactly. Now, Mary, you'll be in a position that when that does happen, you take the money you receive and get it invested for your future, children's education, and retirement. Now, does that make sense?
That does
All right.
make
It does make sense.
Okay, and Mary, when something happens to you, John will receive the same amount, the same $5,000 for 60 months, 5 years.
Correct.
Okay. Very
Okay. Now, this does build an emergency fund. After 3 years, if things ever get tight financially, there will be some money to help take care of your program during that time, so you don't have to lose it. There are also paid-up benefits, so when you retire, you can stop contributing to the program and keep a reduced paid-up final expense benefit for the rest of your life. That's pretty nice, huh?
good.
It
Yeah.
is.
That is pretty nice.
Have you ever thought about what you will do when you are diagnosed with a terminal illness?
Mm-mm.
Well, luckily they put a lot of thought into it. Okay, in fact, they realize that you're going to need a lot of cash when you're diagnosed with a terminal illness and not expected to live more than, say, a year.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
They are going
Wow.
to send you half the final expense and paycheck protection.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Okay.
the other half will come to your family after you're gone.
Mm-hmm.
There is a strike and layoff clause so that you can't lose your program. In
Okay.
fact, in case of a union strike, they will take care of your insurance benefits for you for up to 1 year, and you never have to pay it back.
Right.
So, John, even if you can't work just 1 day because of a strike, they will take care of your benefits not only for a week, which is this amount,
Mm-hmm.
but for the whole month, which is this amount.
Okay.
Okay.
And on layoffs, as long as you've been working for the past 12 months, they will take care of your program for up to 3 months, and you never have to pay it back.
Oh,
It's
okay.
pretty nice, huh?
That's
Yeah,
pretty
pretty
nice.
nice.
For sure.
Okay, so also the insurance benefits are guaranteed and non-cancelable, which means if you qualify, then no matter what happens in the future to your health, age, or habits, no one can ever take this away from you. Does that make sense?
Does.
Great. Now, I've showed you what setting aside just 2 hours will do for your family. Let's review it to make sure it's clear. Your accidental injury benefits are there for your family. Your freedom of choice certificate covers you, John, Mary, and the children for any cause of death, and is there until it needs to be used.
Okay.
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 Your paycheck protection. And all your protections on the side here make sure no matter what happens moving forward, you never have to lose your benefits after today. Even if you change jobs, get very sick, or move, again, you can see why these are so important for your family.
Very vital.
Okay. Now, my job, because of what your brother Mark did for you, is to give you an opportunity to get enrolled in what you qualify for. The best part is they set this up like a payroll deduction, but they do it once a month through your own checking account. That way, when you change jobs or retire, you never have to worry about losing the insurance benefits because they are under your control, not under the, not your employers or the union. You know, pretty nice, right?
Right.
Pretty nice.
Okay, John and Mary. Let's face it, we're all going to die. We don't have a choice. You know, either we deal with this now, or someone in your immediate family, like your brother, your sister, your child, and anybody like that, they will have to deal with this when something happens. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you will have to answer some medical questions to see if you can even qualify. But probably the most important question I need to ask you is, when something happens to both of you, say in a bad car wreck, there will be a little over this amount right here.
Mm-hmm. Like $200,000.
Exactly, like $200,000. You know, who do you want that money to go to?
My dad.
My father-in-law.
Okay, got it. Now, it doesn't make a difference to them which program you try to qualify for. Most families try to qualify for their 2 hours combined at, say, $60 a week, which is what I went over with you. Some families ask if they can do more and set aside more for their family and double their benefits, which is like $80, $120 a week. Or sometimes members choose a more basic program just to get started and they know they will upgrade down the road provided they still qualify. Which way do you want to go?
Let's see. We'll go with the package that we discussed right
Yeah.
here. The first one.
The first package.
Okay, great. So fill out the application. The monthly amount will process every month on today's date.
Okay.
Okay, I can also make it for any day between now and the next 12 days. Is there any particular date between the 10th and 22nd that you would like to process it on?
The 10th.
Oh, okay. That's it.
Perfect. Okay. All right. Okay, your policies will arrive within the next 4 to 8 weeks.
Okay.
And once you've been permanently qualified and accepted, set up your folder here.
Okay.
These are the 5 things that can happen during the qualification process.
Okay.
So 1, you might be declined,
Okay.
in which case they send you everything back to you. Okay? Rating to offset the risk of a pre-existing condition.
Okay.
Okay. Great news because you are qualifying standard for someone with your condition. So you can do the rating and keep the benefits the same, or you could do the same amount set up today and just decrease the benefits slightly.
Okay.
Okay, and they might send out a nurse for a no-cost physical check your height, weight, blood pressure, and all that at your own convenience. Okay? You could qualify for the program standard.
That's what I'm hoping.
That would be ideal. Okay? You know, they're extremely service oriented, so someone will call to ensure your satisfaction with the enrollment process. They may ask you for some of the same questions that I did. This is your service file with all your important papers.
All right.
It needs to be kept in a safe place here at home.
Okay.
And after the folder is set up, okay, I'm going to have you type your name here into my computer, okay?
Okay.
Perfect. So John and Mary. This next part is very important. Other than affordability, or because covers everything in one, what are the top 3 reasons you have these insurance benefits?
I think funeral services, the value,
The value
and the income protection.
and the income protection.
Right? You can't put a price on that, right?
No.
Right.
No, okay. We are all finished. You finally have this all taken care of. You can finally take this off your checklist. How do you feel?
Good.
Well, congratulations. It's important for you to understand now that you have this, you should never lose it. Okay, so if anything ever needs to change or you need help, call this service number. Okay?
Okay.
And please make sure you let your family and friends know that I will be contacting you. Okay? I will also call you next week just to say hi.
Mhm.
Okay?
All right.
And I
Sure.
just want you to have an awesome day, okay?
Okay.
Thank you so
Perfect.
much,
Thank you guys.
Jimmy.
It was a pleasure. You know, it's wonderful meeting
Hey.
nice working class families like yourself. Okay?
All right. Can I have your card number?
Absolutely. Let me give you my card right here.
Okay.
Okay, here it is. There you go. Thank you, folks.
All right.
Have a wonderful day.
Hey, you too.